1 second. Aslam Goni raised his hand. Can he? Yes, Mr. Goni.
No, we are passionate about this subject because this is an attempt. This is an attempt to derail and distort history.
Sanjay, I am going to add a couple of words to what you are saying.
You don't expect me to be like in every other debate. This is a serious issue.
Yes, certainly it is. Yes, Aslam Goni.
So what do you want? You only want to speak yourself and not allow any other person to speak. If it is so, then you carry on along. I'm just, I also need some time to say something, otherwise just not to see your face and listen to you. See, Arnab, it's really an unfortunate situation. In given circumstances, the BJP's latest history writing procedure has been probably, worst kind of befooling attempts made to befool the people of this country. Today, if somebody says, weighing Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, I am not talking as any political representative of any political party, weighing Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru with Patel, the scale has already been drawn 67 years back. The things are very clear to you. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's history is not hidden from anyone. What kind of person Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was and what was his contribution to this country. Today, if a person like Amit Shah comes in and challenges in totality the existence of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, has got guts to say that it was better that if it was Patel who would have ruled the country and Jammu and Kashmir would not have been any problem. It is really something very dramatic to say. They are expert in dramatizing the situations, and unfortunately we have many people who do not have any occasion to see the historical facts of this country. In that situation, what happens is that they succeed in misleading the people in one or other way, but ultimately what is coming out today is yesterday's results are showing that, in some way...
No, we're not discussing the bypoll results. But Sudhanshu Trivedi... No, we're not discussing the bypoll results. Don't deviate. No, 1 second. Now I'm going to stop you. I expected tonight that Sudhanshu Trivedi would be prepared with a counter. 1 minute. 1 minute, Aslam Goni. 1 minute. No, you...
Listen, please. Let me complete, Arnab. I know you got little worried about what I am going to say further, but let me complete it.
Mr. Aslam Goni, I'll come to you in a bit. I'll come to you in a bit. I want to get Sudhanshu Trivedi to see if he has a singular factual response to Sanjay Jha. There are points Mridula Mukherjee made, there are points Sanjay Jha made. Mr. Trivedi, answer historically. Now the ball is in your court.
Yes. Now I am answering one by one historically. First, my question to your learned panelists is whether we won the 1948 war or not. If you are saying not, it means you are going against the established fact which the Indian Army and then the government of India has accepted. Number two, if you accept that we were winning the 1948 war, what was the logic of going to United Nations and asking for whatever plebiscite and other things? I want a clear-cut answer, not going into the details of the history. Second thing, as Sanjay Jha was saying...
Okay, point by point rebuttal. Sanjay Jha is responding to that.
Let me complete the sentence. This is not fair. You all were speaking for so long.
Respond
and I was listening patiently.
Respond
as
point by
Sanjay Jha was saying, he was quoting a letter that there was no difference of opinion on Nehru and Patel. And I would also like to quote, as per the book of P.N. Mathai, the private secretary of Mahatma Gandhi, he has said just few days before the assassination of Gandhi ji, he was planning to have a meeting between Patel and Nehru to sort out the differences on certain issues. Is this fact or not? It is also written in the document. Third thing, if you are saying that we are blaming Nehru for each and everything, yes, of course, from Kashmir to Tibet, what he has taken a stand on China. Today the problem of Arunachal Pradesh because of his policy, and from there itself, whether it was Ram Janmabhoomi issue, it is because it fell in the state of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Somnath was in the state of Sardar Patel, so it was solved. So every problem in which, unfortunately, Nehruji has taken extraordinary interest, it has entered into extraordinary problems.
You know, this is again,
the fact.
I let Sanjay Jha respond, but I let Sanjay Jha respond.
Even the economy, the Nehruvian model was finally left by the Congress government under Narasimha Rao and
I will let Sanjay Jha respond, but the fact of the matter remains, if you read Kuldeep Singh Bajwa's Jammu and Kashmir political and military perspective, then you will read there, the fact of the matter remains that Nehru had anticipated the threat from Pakistan that you talk about in September 1947. Okay, 1 month after our independence, when India was negotiating with Maharaj Hari Singh of Kashmir to sign the instrument of accession, he had communicated this to Sardar Patel on 27 September 1947. And he had also said that signing the accession was an urgent need to preempt a Pakistani invasion. So Nehru was well aware of the warning signs and had communicated it to Sardar Patel. Now, if you have a counter to that historical point, present it now. Sudhanshu Trivedi. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong now. Prove me wrong,
fact
Mr.
which you are missing.
Can I answer?
Yes,
Jawaharlal Nehru.
Prove me wrong.
Yes, Mr. Arnab Goswami, let me complete my
Yes,
sentence.
please prove me wrong. Go ahead.
Jawaharlal
Don't get
Nehru has
angry.
not become Prime Minister
I am
of India
presenting
on
a historical
15th of
point.
August 1947. He became on September 1946 as Prime Minister of interim government. And I would like to ask to the historians and also to the Congress people, when Sheikh Abdullah was leading a movement against Maharaja Hari Singh, and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was the Prime Minister of the interim government under British rule. I am talking before 15th of August 1947. Has he not intervened? Has he not taken the side of Sheikh Abdullah?
Okay, counters. Who's answering that? Who's answering that? Mridula Mukherjee or Sanjay Jha?
Apprehension about
okay, fine. Who's answering that? No, one second. Who's taking that? No, one second. Let Sanjay Jha answer and then Mridula Mukherjee after that. No, one second. Mridula Mukherjee wants to answer that. 1 second. Professor Mukherjee first. Professor Mukherjee is countering the BJP tonight. Go ahead. No, let her.
Go later.
Let her. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, let me explain that the manner in which the integration of the princely states took place with the rest of what was then British India was that there were popular movements in a large number of the Indian states. These popular movements had always a good relationship with the Indian National Congress, even though they were not led officially by Indian National Congress, but by various Praja Mandals in various states, and there were different names. In Kashmir, it was the organization led by Sheikh Abdullah, and by the way, a very radical, pro-tenant, anti-landlord, anti-Maharaja organization, just as there were many others such. And yes, indeed, Jawaharlal Nehru had great sympathy with that, and rightly so, because these were the anti-princely organizations, including in Gujarat.
No, but Mridula Mukherjee, no, Ms. Mukherjee, Professor Mukherjee.
Every state there are popular movements,
let me clarify,
allowed to interfere into the annexation process.
Let her complete.
Sheikh Abdullah, what was the reason?
Let her complete.
Please, it was not a force. Let me clarify. Please let me clarify. It was not a forced integration from above. It was a combined integration through popular forces from below and forces from above.
Mridula Mukherjee
was about to become
Mridula
independent.
Mukherjee. No, one second. Mridula Mukherjee. Professor Mridula Mukherjee.
That is why
just a minute. Professor Mukherjee.
That is why the people of Kashmir are with India.
Professor Mukherjee.
Yes.
With respect, it has been proven that Jawaharlal Nehru often got his strategic issues wrong. He did not read the situation with the Chinese well in the early 60s.
It has nothing to do with
No. I'll give you an example. Now, Professor Mukherjee, you are an academic of tremendous eminence. I have huge regard for you, but I do retain the right to make a counterpoint and get your response if required. Yes, Sanjay Jha, I'll come to you, please. Let me have a friendly quarrel with Mridula Mukherjee on a historical issue for a change. Everything in the world is not black and white Congress BJP. Though you are trying to make history also Congress BJP nowadays. The fact is, Nehru delayed the signing of the instrument of accession. Because he insisted that there must be a popular interim government with Sheikh Abdullah in place. So Nehru claimed the situation is urgent. And he wrote that letter to Sardar Patel in September 1947. But a month on, he was telling the Prime Minister of Kashmir to wait on signing the instrument of accession before an interim government was to be put in place. So, Nehru at the same time did not put up adequate measures to preempt a military invasion. So you saw what was going to happen, but you did not. If you have foreseen a possibility of something happening, it is your responsibility to act and not delay the action. Professor Mukherjee. So there is a certain amount of responsibility that Nehru has to take on himself.
Let me clarify.
Yeah.
No, let me clarify. In most places in India, what happened was that due to the popular pressure which was exercised on the princes, it's that popular pressure which pushed the princes to signing up the instruments of accession. Now here in Kashmir also, it was not a different strategy being followed. Popular pressure was not counter to the instrument of accession. It was meant to push the princes in that direction. Now here we have a clear situation, just as in Hyderabad, where the Maharaja or the ruler had ambitions. They thought they could remain independent. And by the way, if you read Mirchand Mahajan's autobiography, who was the Prime Minister of Kashmir, he makes this very clear. He was the person who was there, who was persuading the Maharaja.
No. I'll quote. What does the BJP quote? Professor Mukherjee, one second, let me take it further. I want to get in. At this stage, I want to go back to Sudhanshu Trivedi. What does the BJP quote? The BJP's allegation is that Nehru, based upon an interview given by Sam Manekshaw, was reluctant to send troops to Kashmir. So why should one not believe that Amit Shah's views, which have become controversial today, and that of his party, stem from what Sam Manekshaw recounted about a meeting on 24th October?
I have read that interview. I have read that interview.
So have I.
I have read that interview. I can quote it to be verbatim.
I'll quote it to you.
There is nothing. No, he never says. Manekshaw does not say that Nehru was reluctant to send troops to Kashmir. He says Nehru, as usual, was talking about the whole world. And Patel said to him, do you want Kashmir or not? And he said, of course I want Kashmir. And the troops were sent. This was only a matter of his usual talking about everything. That was Nehru. He talked about everything to everybody. Now that's a personality thing. It's got nothing to do with strategic understanding.
It gives a difference in approach. You see, once Sudhanshu Trivedi wants to counter you now.
Nowhere in that interview does Manekshaw say that Nehru hesitated.
No, it proves that, one second, what that interview proves, Professor Mukherjee, and yes, Sudhanshu, I'm coming to you. The interview seems to suggest that Sardar Patel more than Nehru saw the urgency to act militarily in Kashmir. Patel saw the urgency to act militarily in Kashmir and repel the Pakistani invasion.
Not always is it politically and legally wise to rush. I think Mountbatten and Nehru correctly advised Patel, let's get the signature first. Otherwise, we would have been in trouble for endlessly, that we had no legal right to be in Kashmir. Please think about those implications. These were international issues. Britain was still involved in all this.
What now? Sudhanshu Trivedi is countering you. Professor Mukherjee.
Are important.
Professor Mukherjee, interesting debates, extending it by 3-4 minutes. Sudhanshu Trivedi.
Why did Patel...
On this issue of China, going just beyond a single conversation between Manekshaw and Nehru, I would like to ask, after the independence of China, none of the country was ready to accept them. Why Jawaharlal Nehru went ahead and India became the first country? In 1955 Bandung conference, Jawaharlal Nehru went to the extent that he will boycott that summit if the China is not invited. And India was the first country to accept the occupation of Tibet by Chinese.
So what's wrong with that?
So it was not a Himalayan bend, it is a consistent series of events. That's why what Mr. Amit Shah is saying is purely based on historical facts. Either it is on the side of China or on the side of Pakistan or from the side of Kashmir or up to the Ram Janmabhoomi issue.
Well, gentlemen, this debate can continue for a long time. Sanjay, I know you raised your hand. You can have a quick counter and then I'm wrapping up.
Did he refuse to take in the Tibetans?
Arnab, I want to make a point on your channel.
Did he throw him out? Where is the Dalai Lama?
And when he takes the Tibet in, I would like to quote Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji at that time has said कि चीन से दोस्ती भी है और दलाई लामा को शरण भी दे रहे हैं. यानी ये कौन सी विदेश नीति है
Jammu and Kashmir
कि दोस्ती भी है और दुश्मनी भी है.
Jammu and Kashmir by sending our troops on the day immediately after the signing of the instrument of accession. There would have been no Jammu and Kashmir had Pandit Nehru and Sardar Patel not made sure that our troops landed to save Kashmir.
No, one second.
Pathans who was sent by Pakistan to ravage Jammu and Kashmir. I think we should stop distorting history. And let me make the second point.
आज की पॉलिसी ये नहीं है कि तिब्बत चीन का है और दलाई लामा
gentlemen, I think ladies and gentlemen, 1 second. I propose tonight, given the amount of interest and passion that has been generated in this debate,
lie being spoken by the BJP,
that we should have a part 2 of this whole debate, because because whatever, we are too diverse a country.
Yes, we should.
We are too diverse a country. Can I have my one line, please? Too diverse a country to look at our history in binary black and white Nehru and Patel terms. I think we need to move beyond that. But let us have a proper detailed discussion on it. I have enjoyed this debate, and Professor Mukherjee, we've enjoyed having you as a participant. We're going to take this forward. Sudhanshu Trivedi, Sanjay Jha, Prem Shukla, Aslam Goni, as well as Mridula Mukherjee, thank you very much for joining me on that debate on the Newshour tonight.